After we wrote The Go-Giver, and then the publisher signed us to a 2-book contract after that, and one of them was Go-Givers Sell More, which that did very well also. But then the next book was going to be a book on basically leadership and influence and so forth. And we titled it It's Not About, and because we thought, okay, that's from the third law of the Go-Giver,
Right.
the law of influence. Your influence is determined by how abundantly you place other people's interests first. So it's not about you. People who love the Go-Giver would grasp and so forth. People stayed away from that book in absolute droves. It just did not sell. And the story was as good as the first one. So it should have, and I'm not bragging, I give the credit to John for his writing. And so it should have sold. And so it was obviously the title. After a couple of years of figuring out why, I was talking with a friend of mine, Tom Ziegler, and I said, Tom, it's really funny. I said, it's beyond me. I said, I just don't understand why this book, especially when we had so many like real emotion-based fans of the Go-Giver, why this one, which was a follow-up, hasn't sold. And he said, the title, It's Not About You. He said, I got to tell you, Bob, if I'm about to buy a book and it's not about me, I'm not really sure why I'd want to get it.
Yeah.
That's really true.
Yeah.
And there's one other point too that kind of reminded me of. And that is one reason the Go-Giver sold so is because after people bought it, they'd buy a bunch of copies to give to people as gifts. Okay. So you give a gift to someone and the book says The Go-Giver, and it's like, hey, that's pretty cool. This person obviously thinks I'm a really good person. Give a book to someone called It's Not About You. Now it's a whole different dynamic. Okay. The premise is totally different. Now it's like giving someone a bottle of Scope mouthwash. It's like, why is this person giving me a book telling me it's not about me?
Giving your wife a vacuum. Not the right move there.
So not a good title. And so we thought it was but we weren't looking at it from really the angle. Now, what do I teach? That you should always be looking at it from the viewpoint of the buyer. It's about them. It's what they need, what they want. I didn't do it. And so fortunately, the publisher was gracious enough to let us change the title to The Go-Giver Leader, which of course was within the brand. And it was something that anybody now who enjoyed The Go-Giver knew it was obviously the same basic premise, only for leaders. It sold very well.